All right, so get this, you guys. Today,
Okay.
we're diving into the world of drag queen photography.
Ooh.
Like those photos
Yeah.
that just totally stop you mid-scroll.
Yeah.
We're going to break it all down.
I love it.
And we're actually using a guide today
Oh, cool.
from www.thedragqueenstore.com.
Oh, wow. I love that.
They're not just wigs and glitter.
All right.
They have a whole section on taking amazing photos.
Interesting.
So our mission is to
Yeah.
give you all the know-how to really like step up your
Okay.
drag photography game.
Love that.
Whether you're, a queen or just starting out.
Awesome.
And they say right off the bat, like the first thing they say,
Yeah. Let's hear it.
lighting
Yeah.
is everything.
It really is.
And it's not just about brightness.
Right.
It's about like shaping your features,
Right.
making that makeup pop,
Yeah.
creating that,
That glow.
yeah, that glow, that star quality.
Yes.
And they're not kidding about that glow. They talk about ring lights and softboxes
Yes.
being a queen's best friend.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, the even diffused light really minimizes shadows.
Right. Which is so important for drag makeup.
Oh, totally.
Because you have all that contouring,
Yeah.
highlighting, and sparkle.
Right, it has to shine through.
Yeah. Harsh shadows can totally wash out those details.
For sure.
And I love that they even suggest like DIY options.
Oh, really?
Using lamps and sheer fabrics and stuff,
Okay, yeah.
for queens on a budget.
Totally. Resourceful queens unite.
Yes.
But so good lighting, it's just the beginning.
Okay.
This guide also talks about angles.
Uh-huh.
And it's not just about striking a pose.
Yeah.
It's about understanding, like
Yeah.
how different angles can flatter your features and tell a story.
Oh, I like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Think about it like a slight head tilt,
Huh.
a gaze directed just off camera,
Uh-huh.
strategic hand placement.
Oh, interesting.
It can transform a photo
Huh.
from, pretty to drop dead gorgeous. It's like a
Right.
secret language
Huh.
of posing.
I love it.
I know. I'm taking notes.
Uh,
So we've got good lighting, fierce angles.
Yes.
What else does a queen need to know?
Well, this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
They talk about editorial makeup.
Ooh, fancy.
I know, right?
What's that?
Basically, it's makeup specifically designed for photo shoots.
Oh, okay.
So think bold colors,
Okay.
exaggerated contours,
Mhm.
and like a level of detail that's really meant to be captured by the camera.
That makes sense. You want those features to really pop,
Exactly.
especially if you're going for that like high fashion editorial vibe.
Exactly.
And speaking of fashion,
Yes.
the guide also talks about wardrobe choices,
Uh-huh.
and they're all about bold statements,
Love it.
structured silhouettes,
Yeah.
anything that adds like drama and dimension.
Because when it comes to drag photography, you don't want to blend in.
Right.
You want to stand out.
Absolutely.
And they even mention that bright, saturated colors tend to photograph better than pastels.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I think jewel tones, neons,
Okay.
anything that really commands attention.
So we're talking full-on glamour.
Yeah.
Hold on. Before you,
Yeah.
go full-on Christmas tree with the accessories,
Right.
they say don't overdo it.
Right.
It's about choosing a few statement pieces
Yeah.
that complement the outfit and tell a story.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like a killer pair of heels,
Yes.
a dramatic headpiece, some sparkling gloves.
Yeah.
It's about creating visual interest without overwhelming the eye.
Right. Less is more.
Yes, less is more, but make it fierce.
Make it fierce.
But here's where they really blew my mind.
Okay.
They suggest incorporating props
Oh, fun.
to add depth and narrative to your photos.
I love it.
They even ask what props would tell your story.
Oh, that's cute.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So cool.
That's a great way to encourage queens to think outside the box.
Totally.
Imagine a queen posing with, like, a vintage telephone
Yeah.
or a stack of books
Okay.
or even a feather boa. It just adds a whole other layer.
Right. It's like taking your drag persona and giving it a backstory,
Yes.
a whole world to inhabit.
Exactly.
And you know what else they suggest?
Tell me?
Incorporating movement.
Oh, fun.
So apparently dynamic photos, it's about capturing that energy and flow.
Love that.
So instead of just standing still, you're like
Yeah.
swaying those hips,
Yeah.
tossing that hair,
Uh-huh.
extending those arms in a flourish.
You're bringing your drag to life. It's
Oh.
like freezing those fabulous moments in time.
Yes, and they even suggest taking like a series of photos
Oh, yeah?
really quickly
Uh-huh.
to capture that sequence of movement.
Smart.
It's like a mini movie.
Oh, I like that.
And speaking of creating a scene,
Yes.
they talk about location.
Ooh, location, location, location.
I know, because, let's be real, the background can make or break a photo.
Absolutely.
And they suggest think beyond the studio.
Okay, yes.
Explore locations that complement your drag aesthetic.
Oh, love that.
So instead of that plain white backdrop,
Right?
imagine shooting in a graffiti-covered alleyway.
Oh, yeah.
Or like a rooftop with a city
I
skyline,
heard.
or in front of a glamorous mural.
Oh, fine.
It's about finding that harmony
Yeah.
between your look and the setting.
Totally.
And it's not just about aesthetics.
Right.
It's about storytelling.
Yes.
The location adds context, depth,
Uh-huh.
and visual interest.
Exactly.
So we've covered lighting, angles, makeup, wardrobe, props, movement, location.
Wow.
Is there anything else a queen needs to know to create these show-stopping photos?
Well, actually, yes. They emphasize that editing is a crucial step in the process.
Okay.
But it's not about creating something artificial or over the top.
Oh, okay. So no need to, morph yourself into a different person.
Exactly. It's about enhancing the existing elements.
Oh, okay, got it.
So, subtly smoothing out the skin, brightening the eyes, making colors pop, and maybe even adding a touch of magic with, filters and stuff.
So it's like polishing a diamond,
Exactly. You're already fabulous.
Right.
But a little bit of editing can make you shine even brighter.
I love that. And what I think is great is they don't get, too technical about the editing.
Right.
They just mention, Photoshop Lightroom.
Yeah.
Which can be intimidating, I know, for
Totally.
some people.
Yeah.
But they keep it simple.
Right.
And encourage queens to experiment and find their own editing style.
Yeah, because ultimately it's about expressing your unique vision.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here in this first part
We have.
of our deep dive.
Yeah.
Let's take a pause for a second.
Okay.
And just reflect on what we've learned.
I think it's amazing how much thought and artistry goes into creating these stunning drag photos
Yeah.
we see online. It's
Okay.
not just about pointing and shooting.
Right.
It's about understanding light, composition, styling, and even a little bit of digital magic.
Right, to bring that inner diva to life.
Exactly.
I'm feeling inspired. You ready to keep going?
Absolutely. Let's dive into the next layer of this fabulous world.
I love it. Okay.
Okay, you ready to get down to business?
Oh, yeah.
Because this guide doesn't just stop at the technical stuff.
Okay.
It goes into, the why behind these fabulous photos.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Why?
Yeah.
Why are these photos so important for drag queens?
Okay, so, darling.
Yeah.
In the world of drag, these photos aren't just pictures.
Right.
They're your calling card.
Oh, okay.
It's how you promote yourself, build your brand,
Yeah.
connect with fans. It's all about marketing, honey.
Okay, so we're talking about more than just, Instagram likes. This is
Yeah.
career building.
Absolutely. Think about it. How do people discover new queens these days?
Yeah, it's all online, right?
Yeah, it's all social media.
Social media.
Instagram, TikTok, even Facebook.
Right.
Your photos are the first thing people see.
Yeah.
They're what makes someone stop scrolling and say, who is that?
Right. It's like a picture's worth 1,000 words, but in this case, it's worth 1,000 gigs.
Exactly. And www.thedragqueenstore.com really emphasizes this.
Yeah.
They even have articles on their site about branding and marketing for drag queens.
Oh, cool.
So they get it. They know that a queen's image is everything.
It's like they're not just selling products, they're investing in the queens who shop there.
Right.
That's a smart move.
Totally. And a big part of that success comes from understanding your brand. And the guide encourages queens to think about their persona, their style, their unique energy.
Yeah.
And to make sure their photos reflect all of that.
So, if a queen's persona is all about, old Hollywood glamour, her photos should have that, classic, elegant vibe.
Exactly. But if she's more, punk rock and edgy, her photos should reflect that too.
Right. It's about consistency.
Exactly.
Creating a visual identity that people will recognize and connect with.
Right. And those photos, honey, they're like little windows into your world.
Oh, I love that.
They're what draw people in and make them want to see more.
And not just fans, right? Like potential bookers.
Yes.
Collaborators.
Yes.
Maybe even magazine editors.
Exactly. A strong visual presence can open so many doors.
Yeah.
And that can translate into more gigs, more exposure, and ultimately a more successful career.
Okay, so we've covered, the business side of things. But I feel like there's another layer to this.
Oh, absolutely.
Something more personal.
Because drag photography is about so much more than just marketing. That's right.
It's about self-expression, darling.
Oh, yes.
It's about capturing the essence of who you are as a drag artist.
Wait, because drag is about, like, embracing a persona, exploring different facets of yourself.
Yeah.
And expressing those parts of you in a bold and creative way.
Yeah, it's like trying on different identities, playing with gender.
Yeah.
And creating a character that's, like, both larger than life and deeply personal.
Right.
And photography becomes this amazing tool for capturing that transformation.
Yeah, it's like freezing a moment in time, a snapshot of your evolution as a queen.
Exactly.
And those photos can be so powerful. So full of emotion. And vulnerability.
Each one tells a story. Conveying feelings, ideas, maybe even fantasies.
Right. And it's about sharing a part of yourself with the world. Inviting people into your creative vision.
Exactly. And sometimes it's about, like, reclaiming your identity, challenging norms.
And expressing yourself authentically.
Especially for queens who might have, like, faced discrimination. Or felt like they had to hide who they are.
Right.
Drag photography can be a way of saying, this is me and I'm fabulous.
Yes. And that message of self-love and acceptance can be so inspiring.
Totally.
Especially for younger LGBTQ plus folks who are still figuring things out.
Right. It's about visibility. Representation.
Yes.
Showing the world that there's beauty and diversity.
Absolutely.
And that's where things get really powerful.
Right, because those photos can spark conversations, challenge stereotypes, and even inspire social change. It's like drag photography becomes a form of activism.
Yeah, it's a way of saying, like, we're here, we're queer, and we're not going anywhere.
Exactly. And that message can resonate far beyond the drag community.
Totally.
It can inspire anyone who's ever felt marginalized or misunderstood to embrace their own uniqueness and fight for their right to be seen.
Wow, we've gone from lighting tips to social activism.
Oh, I know, right?
Who knew drag photography could be so multifaceted?
It's a testament to the power of art and self-expression.
Yeah.
And it all starts with that individual act of, creating a persona, getting into drag, and stepping in front of the camera.
So it's not just about, like, looking good.
Yeah.
It's about feeling good, feeling confident, and using your platform to make a difference.
Exactly. And speaking of platforms, let's not forget about the incredible sense of community that surrounds drag. It's not just a solo act. It's a collaborative art form that thrives on support and shared experiences.
You see that all the time on social media.
Oh, absolutely.
Queens, like, hyping each other up, sharing tips and tricks. Celebrating each other's successes.
And that sense of community extends to photography as well.
Yeah, for sure.
You've got photographers who specialize in capturing, like, the beauty and energy of drag. Makeup artists who understand the intricacies of a drag face, designers creating those show-stopping costumes, and of course the queens themselves inspiring each other with their creativity and confidence.
It's like a whole ecosystem of talent and support. And those photos become a way of documenting and showcasing that collective brilliance.
Exactly. And websites like www.thedragqueenstore.com play a huge role in fostering that sense of community.
Absolutely.
They're not just a retailer, they're a platform for connecting queens. And promoting events.
Right. They're creating a space for, like, drag culture to thrive online, making it accessible to anyone with an internet connection.
Exactly, which is amazing because not everyone has access to, like, a local drag scene.
Right.
But online, the possibilities are endless.
Totally. It creates a sense of belonging, you know, like feeling a part of something bigger than yourself.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is, like, the most beautiful aspect of drag photography.
Yeah, it's a celebration of individuality within a supportive and inspiring community. A reminder that we're stronger together and that through art and self-expression, we can create a more inclusive and accepting world.
So true. Okay, ready for the final act?
Bring on the grand finale.
So we've talked about artistry and business and, like, the heart and the community behind drag photography. But drag never stands still.
Right.
It's constantly...
It's always evolving, pushing boundaries. Embracing the new.
And what I think is so interesting is how technology is fueling all of that.
Oh, for sure.
Like, think about it. New cameras, editing software, social media platforms. it's giving queens more creative control than ever.
Totally, totally.
Like they're not just taking photos anymore. They're creating whole worlds, building narratives, blurring the lines between photography and performance art.
It's so true. And it's not just about the tools themselves.
Right.
It's about how queens are using them. Like we're seeing incredible things happening with like digital effects, animation, even virtual reality.
Wait, virtual reality? Drag photo shoots.
Yes.
What? I need to see this.
It's already happening.
Oh, wow.
Queens are creating these immersive experiences where you can like step into their world, interact with their creations.
Wow.
And see drag photography in a whole new dimension.
That's mind-blowing. It's like drag is merging with the digital world, creating something totally new and exciting.
Totally.
So where do we go from here? Like, what does the future hold for drag queen photography?
If we look at the trends, I think we'll see even more experimentation with technology, more collaborations between queens and digital artists, and a blurring of the lines between the physical and virtual worlds.
So it's not just about capturing like a static image anymore.
Yeah.
It's about creating an experience.
Yeah, a whole world that people can step into.
Right. And I bet websites like www.thedragqueenstore.com are going to be at the forefront of all this.
Yeah.
Like providing the tools, the resources, the inspiration for queens to take their art to the next level.
For sure. They're already doing an amazing job of supporting the community.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine they'll continue to evolve and adapt as the art form itself evolves.
Yeah.
But even with all this talk about technology in the future, let's not forget the heart of it all.
Right.
The queens themselves.
Yes.
They're the driving force.
Yes.
The visionaries, the artists who are pushing boundaries and creating something truly magical.
Yeah. And we can't forget the incredible photographers and makeup artists and designers who help bring those visions to life.
Right. It's a true collaborative effort.
Totally.
And everyone involved is contributing to this exciting evolution of drag photography.
Okay, I think we officially covered all the facets of drag queen photography.
I think we did it.
We explored the technical side, the business side, the creative side, the community aspect, and even peeked into the future.
We did it all.
I'm so glad we did this deep dive. I feel so inspired.
Me too.
And I hope, our listener feels inspired too.
Yeah.
And ready to dive into this world themselves.
Absolutely.
Whether it's, behind the camera, in front of the camera, or just appreciating the artistry from afar.
Totally.
And remember, whether you're a seasoned queen or just starting out, www.thedragqueenstore.com has everything you need to slay the game. From wigs and makeup to costumes and accessories, they've got you covered.
And don't forget to check out their blog and social media for inspiration, tips, and all things drag.
Yeah, it's a treasure trove of fabulousness.
It really is.
So to our listener, we say this.
What's that?
Embrace your inner queen.
Yeah.
Express yourself without limits. And remember, in the world of drag, the only rule is to shine bright.
Shine bright, baby. And don't forget to tag us in your photos, okay?
Yes, please.
We want to see all your creativity.
Okay, that's a wrap on this deep dive.
So fun.
Until next time, stay fierce.